Hey everyone, today it's Scott Benton here. Today is June 2nd, 2024, and I thought I would take you on a tour, if I can, of this place. That is the Queen Mary right there, and for some reason I've been coming down here for the last several weeks. This is my fourth visit to this boat, and there's so many cool things about this boat that I thought I would see if I could do a walk and talk video. Now, you're also looking at a submarine right there in front of the Queen Mary. That's a Russian submarine. I think it's called the Seawolf. And I remember years ago when it was first here that I actually went on board that thing. They had a tour that I think you had headphones that you could wear, and you would go on board from one end to the other of that boat. They had it all set up as if it would be set up for, you know, for use, for military use. And it was pretty cool. Right now, if you'll notice, this is just a big rotting mess at this point. It's been sitting here in the water, completely unattended to. It can't be fixed anymore, I'm told. If I don't know if I can zoom in here. I can only tilt. I know there's a way to zoom in, but I still, again, can't figure this camera out. I should probably watch some YouTube videos. But you can see that there are broken windows, and there's just rust everywhere on this thing. The hatches are all open just to try and, I guess, keep that thing aired out. But this was a pretty cool tour when I went on it, I remembered, and I wanted to come back to it. When I came down here, I saw that it was no longer available. You can just see why. You can see the gangplanks here are closed. There's just a big piece of wood covering that up right now, this gate, and you can't go on board. Now, I did talk to the Queen Mary people, and I asked them what the deal was with the submarine, and a lot of people just kind of didn't know, but the people that did know about it, I'm going to take you just kind of across so you can see it all, the whole kind of, you can see the size of the submarine and just the length of it. But the people that did know said that the owners of the submarine just kind of disappeared. And so the attraction shut down and nothing's been done with it. Again, it can't be repaired. It has to be scrapped. So the only thing they're going to be able to do is scrap this vessel here. But there's, well, according to the Queen Mary people, no one's really interested in doing anything with it. So in the meantime, it's literally just sitting here rusting. When I'm up on the Queen Mary, I'll see if I can get some overhead shots. There's the Queen Mary. I'll get some overhead shots. Looking down, you'll have another perspective of that submarine right there. I have the sun behind me, so I'm probably coming out as just a shadow. But right now, I'm going to walk to go buy my ticket. Oh, the tickets to get on board, it's a little pricey, but I'm kind of okay with it because they're restoring the boat, and I've had such a good time coming here just over and over again for some really weird reason. I don't know. It's just this is such a cool attraction. If you haven't been here, do yourself a favor and come down to the Queen Mary. So this is going to be my fourth weekend, I think, in a row that I've come down here. I can't get this out of my mind, this boat. Oh, there's a cool mural here so this boat was launched out of Scotland. It was a Cunard, and then Cunard and White Star, the Titanic builder, they merged at one point to get this boat finished. This launched, it was built, I think finished in 1935, and it was launched in 1936. So there's a lot of history on this boat. So the price to get in is $45, and that includes one of 4 tours that they have. I've now done all the tours. Well, there's a couple special ones like VIP tour with like high tea or something, which I'd like to do, but it wasn't available. I want to do every single tour here. But it's $45. You get one of the tours. There's a Hollywood tour, there's a history tour, there's a tour down in the like the engine room, which is really cool. I couldn't believe it. And then there's another, which one am I missing? History Hollywood. Can't remember. Oh, there's a ghost tour. That's it. There's a ghost tour. I ended up doing, there's a 1 hour ghost tour. I'm going to go get my ticket in a second after I finish talking about it. That's where you go get your ticket behind me. But there's a 1 hour ghost tour, and I did last weekend a 2 hour ghost tour, which was good. It was interesting. Here's look at this boat. Like, you're right up against it. Let's see. There we go. Look, I mean right up against the boat. Where is it? There's something there. Oh, okay. So there's like little squares, and I don't totally understand this, but there's little squares up there that are magnets that were put on the side of the boat to repel mines, apparently. So if the mines, which were magnetic and designed to stick to a boat, these magnets that were put on the side of the Queen Mary would repel those. What was I saying? So yeah, there was a 2 hour ghost tour that I did, which was really, really cool. Now, the ghost stuff was interesting. It was okay. I was a little less interested in that, but what was really cool was where they took you. Really inside, like floors that you can't just kind of walk to yourself. They took you into these levels that looked like they haven't been touched since the 1930s. I mean, it just, even in the 1960s. So this ship was put here in Long Beach in 1967. So it's been here since 67 and decommissioned. And it has just kind of a big history since 1967. Boy, this gimbal camera is really good. It's just really, I'm moving around all over the place and it just kind of looks like a still photograph. So I'm gonna go get my ticket. I don't know which tour I'm gonna do. I've done them all now. Maybe I'll do the Hollywood tour again. That was really good. All the tours here are outstanding. Here, let me have the boat in back of me. All the tours here are outstanding, and you can't go wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you pick. They're all gonna be pretty good, pretty spectacular. So, hey.
Have you been to the USS Iowa tour?
I have.
How was it?
It's excellent. Go on the USS Iowa. I highly recommend it.
Is there like any other military ships other than that that's close by?
I don't know. That's a really good question. That's the only one I saw, although crossing the bridge, I did see other battleships. You can take a harbor cruise for $20, and you might see some of those on the harbor cruise. But the Iowa, you can spend 2 or 3 hours on, and you'll really enjoy yourself. All right. Good luck.
Streamer?
Yes. Well, I'll put it on YouTube. He doesn't like YouTube. It's so funny. People just love talking to you when you have a camera. It's so strange, but I love it. I would have put him on camera, but he caught me a little off guard. And I was saying something. Oh, I was saying about the tours. They're all spectacular. They're all, I think my collar is kind of messed up there. It doesn't matter. Just come here and pick a tour, whatever one's available. You're going to be more than happy. And I'm going to go get my ticket now and go on board. And I'm going to, I don't know, maybe I'll go on the tour first and then do the walk and talk. But I'm going to do everything I can to capture just a really good tour for you, since I've done them all. The thing I was going to tell you is that the tour where they take you down into the engine room, and you can't really see it from here. I want to go to the back of the boat, but there's a little room that they've built on the side of the ship that you it's covered, but you go into it and around, and then you look down into like a freshwater. It's fresh water, so it's separate from the ocean water here. So they've blocked that out, but they've built it around one of the propellers. There's 4 propellers on the ship. And you look down into this pool and you see one of these massive propellers that is just, it's really cool. All right, so the last thing I'm going to show you before I shut this off is I'm going to flip the camera around, and that dome there was built back in the 1970s for the Spruce Goose. That housed the Spruce Goose, which is the Howard Hughes aircraft. Go on YouTube and look up the Spruce Goose. It flew for like 14 seconds or something, and that was it. And then it lived here for a few years, and I did go on that tour when I don't know how old I was, but I think it was in the 70s. And that was amazing to actually see the Spruce Goose in person. It's now located up in Oregon somewhere. And you can go up to Oregon. Maybe I'll take that trip at some point. I'd love to go see the Spruce Goose again. But in any case, all right, so I'm gonna shut this off and I'm gonna go buy my $45 ticket and pick a tour. Maybe go do the tour if it's starting right now. Otherwise, I'll do a little bit of walking and talking for you and give you a little bit of a tour of the Queen Mary. Okay. Okay, it is now around, let's see, what time is it? I can't tell. It's about 6:19, sunset's around 8 o'clock, so we have a little bit of light left. This is the the bow of the boat. The bow being the front of the boat of the Queen Mary. Below us is the submarine, but the sun is going to make that a very difficult shot, so I'm just going to start in on our little tour here. I'm on the front of the boat. Hopefully this will, oh, there, it's tracking me. Okay. It's Sunday evening at the moment, and there's not a lot of, extend this, I've got the wide angle on. There's not a lot of people here at the moment. There are hotel guests that are staying here, but there's usually a lot of people here during the day, and you can tell that it's kind of emptied out. Sunday night, people are going back to work or school tomorrow. And there's not as much activity at the moment. Now, I did go on the haunted encounter tour, which was great. These tours are about 45 minutes, but they seem a lot longer than that. So I don't know if they say it's 45 minutes. I didn't actually look at my watch, but there are two haunted encounter tours. There's the 45-minute one, and then there's a 2-hour tour, haunted boat tour. And that one I went on last week. That was really cool. Now, I was told that they were basically the same tour, and they covered the same areas. So if you do the 2-hour tour, that it is going to cover everything that's in the 45-minute tour or the 1-hour tour. That was not true at all. In fact, those were completely different tours. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Look at how empty it is right now. This is a little coffee place on the left. My screen is flipped, so the coffee place is closed. You can see places are starting to close down, so you're going to get a very personalized tour here of the Queen Mary. Let's see if it'll track me again. It doesn't want to track me. Let's see. There we go. Okay. There are all kinds of, that's a restaurant in there. Whoops, let me flip this around. We're still recording. That's a restaurant. That's a seafood restaurant in there called Chelsea Chowder House. Here's the menu right there. I have not been to the Chelsea Chowder House, but if you know anything about me, you'll know that I don't like seafood. So I would tend to not go to a chowder house. There are lots of displays all throughout the boat, like this one that you can see, which are pretty cool, actually. They've done a nice job with all of this. And hey, lots of old kind of photographs everywhere of people that were on the boat. That's Liberace and his brother George. Now it's just Liberace. And I am now approaching the stern of the boat. So I've taken, this is a wedding chapel right here. And I think last week there was a wedding going on. I've been inside there on one of the tours, or two of the tours. They took us inside the wedding chapel. I'm now at the back of the boat. There's some pretty cool stuff out here. I'm going to try and take you down to the, I'm going to take you into like where the engine room stuff is, but I got to figure out how to get there. I think I have to go out and then back in. Yeah, so let's see if I can do this. Okay, so that's That's where I have to get to. Now, right there. Yeah, right there. I have to go out somehow, and then along the side, and then I can get. There's the Spruce Goose Dome, and then I can get back out. I'm going to take you to the very, very far end of the boat. I'm trying to flip this around. I got the sun right behind me. Yeah, there's almost nobody here, which is pretty cool. I think, I wasn't going to come out today because it was overcast. And I don't know, the light just didn't feel right. It's still a little hazy, a little, I want to say smoky. It's not smoky, but it feels a little hazy. And so I wasn't going to do this video today, but I am glad I came out here, if only because there's not a lot of people here. So it's a little easier to shoot stuff. I am at the far back of the boat. Let me flip this around. That's an anchor. No, it's not an anchor, but it's a line that you can see the line tied up. There's a line, let's see there. There's the line from the top and the line going to the bottom of the boat. I don't actually know what's on the back of the boat. I suspect it says Liverpool, although it wasn't built in Liverpool. Like the Titanic, I think it says, if you're at the bottom of the ocean, it says Liverpool. Now there's all kinds of rooms back here. There's sort of I don't know if this is the most exciting part of the boat. This is the isolation ward here. I guess if you got sick, they'd take you to the isolation ward. These steps are very steep. Let's take a quick look around the isolation ward. So they have like a lot of little, there's nothing here in the isolation ward. I feel very isolated at the moment. Oh, I know, there's a little room, there's a room up here, that's right. There's a staircase to my right that goes somewhere, but that's blocked off. I can't go down to that level. So here is the isolation ward. There's a bunch of, that's the, what does that say? Capstan machinery. There's just a lot of little places that you kind of check out. There's little places that are kind of hidden and you got to find them. And no, that's not what I want to show you, but let's go back to this part. Where the isolation, there's the isolation ward there. There you go. There's a 1930s, 1940s isolation ward. And this is what you can actually go into one of the rooms here. This room is very tight quartered. There's a portal right there that you can look out. And I'm guessing that's an air conditioner of some kind. So I'm gonna go back upstairs. There's just not a whole lot here. And I think the more exciting stuff is down below where the machine rooms are, or the engine rooms rather. So I'm gonna take you across one of the the outside top decks, as opposed to that promenade deck that we walked down. And I get very lost here. There's no one here. I'm the only one back here at the stern of the boat. And I'm going to go up a few levels. I'll try to do it quickly. I am in Long Beach on the Queen Mary, if you are tuning in late here. And I'm going to go on the side without the sun. I can go up 2 more levels, it looks like. This is a great trip. This is the 4th weekend in a row I've come out here. I was going to come out here just once. I keep getting messages on my phone. I hope those aren't getting picked up. I was going to come out here once, and I figured that would be it. I probably wouldn't need to come to the Queen Mary for quite a long time. But that was not my experience, and I've now been out here 3 more times, 4 total. Well, there's kind of a lot of people here. Got that sunshine, that direct sunshine. This is Veranda Grill. Was the we're told on these tours, that was the most difficult dining room to get into, the most in-demand dining room. And it's all, the thing about the ship is it's all Art Deco. That's the style, and it's incredible. Okay, there we go. And walk that whole deck. Well, let me show you some of this stuff here, if I can. So they have these masts. The masts look like they might hold sails. They have that, there's a crow's nest feature on one of them on the forward mast, but it, you don't put sails on those. They hold cables and radars, and they have cranes on them. You can, I don't know, bring or offload all kinds of stuff from the boat. Now these big, well, I don't know, these crane-like things or whatever, this is where the lifeboats go. You can see that they're all numbered. In their restoration of the Queen Mary, they have not, this is one of the last things, or they just haven't gotten to it. They haven't done the lifeboats yet. In fact, there's a lifeboat below that's kind of all wrecked, which I think is further down. And okay, so here's one of these smokestacks here. Now those are actually fake. They're not operational, obviously. Those do not work, but it's the same idea that the Titanic had. And speaking of the Titanic, this boat was built by Cunard and White Star. Took about 5 years to build this boat. It was built in Scotland, and it launched in 1936. It was used in the war. It was taken down to Australia and painted gray, and all the nice furniture and everything was offloaded. And at one point, this ship held 16,000 passengers on it during the war, so troops, which is still a record to this day. Now this boat is 1.5 to 2 times the size of the Titanic. So you can put 1.5 Titanics on this boat that you've seen me walk across. Oh, it looks like I can go up a couple more levels. I think I'm going to take you to the wheelhouse. That's pretty cool. There'll probably be people up there, but I'll take you up to the wheelhouse. I'm almost at the front of the boat. No, not really. Well, close enough. So yeah, this boat is, I've heard some of the tours, the numbers are a little all over the place, but they said it's 3 times the size of the Titanic. If you were to put the Titanic inside this boat, 1.5 to 2 of them would fit inside the hull, is what the tour guide said today. So this is a very big boat. And it also was not so stable. They eventually put stabilizers on it, but it rolled like, it rolled like 20 degrees or something. Here's a lifeboat. If I can turn this around. There you go, there's a lifeboat. That's what they look like. This one's all, it's not, it hasn't been restored, it needs to be restored, but this is what one of the lifeboats look like. What's in here? This might be, okay, so these are like where the crew quarters is. That is the chief engineer's room. This is cool. This is where the captain, let me raise that up a little bit. This is the captain's quarters here. And they've restored, it's probably all original furniture. I think they said that it was. But this is the captain's bedroom right there. You can see how big this room is. The captain did not, we're told, go up to the wheelhouse very often, or right below the wheelhouse. They entertained guests here, the captain would. Now, the first captain of the Queen Mary was a British captain whose name, and I don't understand this, is Captain Britain. That was his name, Captain Britain. He was a British ship captain named Captain Britain. That would be like if we had an American ship and our captain's name was Captain America. That'd be a weird name. Okay, I'm going to go up to the wheelhouse. That's a lookout behind me. They use those in order to dock the boat. Okay, yep, I'm going up one flight here, next to one of these big fake smokestacks. And we're going to go into the wheelhouse. If there's a tour, I'm going to be real quiet, but for the most part, the wheelhouse is inside here. And I'll be quiet since there's a tour going on. Oh, I don't think that's a tour. I just think that's someone giving information. This is some kind of chart room that I'm in. That's a chart table right there. This is some kind of, I don't know, bedroom here on a chart table. And then this is the wheelhouse right here. That's the wheelhouse right there. Pretty cool. What's that? I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the engine room. It's incredible, isn't it? You're on camera. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as that I'm not doing any of the presentation, that's fine. You have to go to the engine room.
I will.
See the propeller.
Yeah, I'll go see the propeller.
And then go to door 13.
Deck 13.
Door
13, where the guy got crushed.
Yeah,
The 18-year-old. I did all the tours, so
Okay,
yeah.
So you have to.
Door 13. Okay, I'll check out door 13.
And,
That's in the engine room.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the Churchill exhibition as well is right there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sir Winston's
Yep.
exhibition. So World War II.
Sir, what? Oh, I said, yeah, where they have all the war room stuff and all the tables. And,
But I think
Okay.
that you're recording and everything. So yeah, you have to visit the engine room and door 13.
okay. Engine room and door 13. Will do. Thank you. All right, so he's talking about door 13. So there are all these, because of the Titanic, what they did is they had all of these watertight doors. They had this whole system where they had watertight doors all throughout the ship. And if they decided that they were potentially, oh boy, how do I get to the engine room? I want to take you to the engine room. You know what I want to do though first? I want to take you to kind of where I was when I started. And there's an observation deck, which I just love going to. I just went and got a little food there before I started this video. And that's probably one of my favorite places on the boat, just to kind of go. There's usually a lot of times there's like a jazz band in there. That's one more flight down. Okay, down to promenade deck. Here we go. They have like little jazz bands and things like that, and well, I mean that makes it sound like it's insignificant. It's pretty cool. It can be very loud, and you kind of can go and get some food and have a nice like a beverage, a nice glass of wine. Okay, it sounds like no, that's music being pumped in. All right, so I'm going to take you through. I'm going to be quiet as I walk through it. It's a really beautiful space. Look at all the Art Deco in here. If you come here, don't miss the Art Deco. All right. There's all kinds of rooms. This is a hotel as well. They have all these model ships, which are really cool. That's the Cunard, what is that? The Cunard, the Queen Elizabeth, no, that's the QE2. That's the Queen Elizabeth Cunard line. But they have these cross sections of these boats, which are pretty cool. You can kind of look at all of everything that's on a boat. So this is the Lusitania here. Let's see if I can show you that. That's the Lusitania, and you can see all the detail that they've put into these boats. Everything that existed on these massive, massive ships. They just kind of cut it in half so you can see everything. This is the Titanic here, so you can see everything. This is Titanic? No, this is Normandy. Titanic's the next one. So here's Normandy. You can just see how giant these things are. They're just massive ships. They're all kind of the same style of ship. And then I think this next one is the Titanic that they cut in two, that they created a cross section for, and you can kind of see. Now again, this is a much smaller boat than the one that I'm on right now. Let me double check. RMS Titanic. Yep, here we go. You have all the window reflections, but you get to look inside. That one has 4 smokestacks. I think this one only has 3, and you can see all the different compartments and all the different stuff. There's a restaurant here, which is pretty cool. I ate here called the Promenade Cafe. This is good. I would definitely come back here. I'm now going into the salon area. I don't know if that's what this is called, but this is where this is where all the shops are. But look at the detail. Look at all the Art Deco-ness of this. I mean, even like even the lighting that's in here, it's absolutely stunning. This is a confectionery, a candy store. This over here, they have a tourist center there, and then let's see, that's a gift shop. That was actually where Winston Churchill used to like to hang out. In there, they have a little Winston Churchill thing there. All right, I'm gonna turn this off because I'm gonna take you to the engine room. There's more stuff here. There's like a really cool dining room at midships that I don't know if I know I can't get in there, but on the tours they take you in there. Now this boat's been in a ton of movies. Most notably, as they'll tell you, this was used on the Poseidon Adventure. But that dining room that's in midships is used in all kinds of movies. I'll have to look up and see what they all are. I'm not really recognizing this boat myself off the top of my head, but there's a lot of stuff down here in Long Beach that's used in movies and TV shows all the time. They actually have warehouses they look like old beat up warehouses, but they're inside their movie sets of like a New York, go look up a warehouse. I gotta go down one more. I gotta go down one more. So look up warehouse number 1 in Long Beach, and you're gonna see that inside there, it's not a warehouse. I mean, it's a warehouse building, but it has been converted into a New York, what is it, like Grand Central Station or a New York subway station or something like that. So because there's so much movie making that goes on in that type of location, so they just built one. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna turn this off now and get to the engine room, and then I don't know. I mean, I could keep telling you more stories. I just learned so much about this place. All the ghost stuff that they kind of tried. So I mean, there's all this like haunted. They're saying this is one of the top 10 most haunted places in the world. The Queen Mary. I don't know. I guess. To me, it feels a little gimmicky. And they have all these stories on their ghost tours, but what's cool is where they take you on the ship. The guy up in the wheelhouse was talking about this door number 13, and there was a crew member that got crushed in door number 13, crushed to death, and apparently I guess he haunts the ship somehow. I don't know. There are some areas here which I have not seen. This is pretty cool. Let's see if I can flip this around and maybe show you. I don't know what that is. That area, I have no clue. Okay, I'm going to the back of the ship. This is this walkway that you have to go down to the second floor or something, and take this walkway all the way over on the side of the boat. And that will drop you off into the back where all the engine stuff is. And this propeller room, which is really cool, that you can go see. I have descending stairs. Hey. Those people were on my ghost tour. Okay, ooh, I hear some creaking. Let me turn this around. Oh, it's the ramp. Okay, so that little thing built on the side of the ship, that's that housing that is filled with fresh water that you can look into and see how giant one of the 4 propellers is. So that's the back of the boat. But right now, we're going to descend into the engine room portion of the Titanic. Well, kind of is a Titanic. The Queen Mary, in the same style as the Titanic in a lot of ways. Hello. And okay, here we go. Engine room right there. Let me flip this around so you can There's a lot of these model ships everywhere. These really super detailed model ships. There's an anchor. Look how big that is. Lots of really cool displays here. This ship in no way is finished. They're still renovating it. They're still working on all kinds of stuff. It was shut down for a few years, and they recently opened it back up. Okay, there's no one here. Practically, I hear some people, but like, look at this. Look at, can you imagine working in this back here? This is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna shorten this camera just because it's a tighter space. But you are literally in the stomach of the boat. This is where, and I don't know what all this stuff is. There was, when I went on this tour, there was an engineer, boat engineer, who was explaining all this complicated stuff. That was pretty amazing. I wish I could remember what he said, but you can just kind of see like all these just massive these giant tubes. They carry heat because it's a steamer, so it's creating steam. And these are like, that's all those wheels. They have a boiler room next door that I'm not going to be able to access. Apparently, they're going to repair that boiler. But like, look at these. These are all oops, that's the ceiling. These are just giant engines and cooling apparatus and all kinds of stuff that I don't know. That is an first intermediate pressure turbine. And everything here, this is like a Terry Gilliam movie. It's just, everything is just massive. Everything here is just really, really big and complicated, and I forget how to navigate this area. I think I go down these steps here. Let's go down here. I mean, you get down to the bottom of the boat. That is not where I'm going. See, I'm getting lost. No. Well, that's strange. I thought I just don't know where to go. Oh, I know, it's this way. Oh, it's over here. Okay, sorry. Wrong way. I forgot. That's right, we went down here. I'm trying to remember where we went on the tour. This is the main, that's one of those things where they're like full steam ahead. And there's a whole communication out there. There's the phone right there. But there are those, communication sort of funnels or whatever that come from it'd be the front of the boat. I don't think it'd reach here, but the phone will work. I'm thinking about those things that you kind of scream into, and the guy next door can hear you and scream back at you. There's like literally a pressure change down here. As I get further and further into the boat. This is the coolest thing about Queen Mary's, coming down here. These, I can't remember what these were. These were steam turbines or something? I don't remember. These turn the propeller? It's I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. This looks very propeller shafty to me, and I don't think the propeller room is back here. I think I have to go back to the front and then go down another area that will take me to where that propeller room is, which is really, really cool. But you can see we're getting towards the back of the boat. You can see I don't know what to call those, the ribs of the boat. I mean, we're really at the bottom, like where the bilge is almost. You can see the kind of ribs of the boat there too. Oh, this is one of the doors. Is this door 13? Crew members only. I don't know what door this is, but the door that crushed the guy looked kind of like that. It has that same kind of machinery that's a hydroelectric motor that closes those doors from the engine room. I think it's from the engine room. You hear water dripping. Oh, there it is, door 13. That's the door right there. That's where the guy got crushed. There's a bunch of conspiracy that he was a scab and they did it on purpose. He was 18. That's what the story is anyway. Okay. This is so cool. I am going to return. This is pretty much what you see in the engine room. There's so much detail I wouldn't be able to tell you what everything is. But on the tour, they really take you through every part of this step by step. Okay. Excuse me. There's something else over there. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and, well, I'll keep it going while I'm in this giant engine space here. And here we'll flip it back around to me. I gotta put the camera back up. Okay, there we go. So that's the engine room, and pretty spectacular that they have this all available for you to go and check out. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's all this Winston Churchill stuff. They have like a war room here. I can't remember where that is. I think it's on this side. But I'm going to try and go find that propeller room. Oh, it's this way. No, that's the theater entrance. Oh, here we go. That is the propeller box. There it is. That's what we're going to. Look how big that propeller is. See that guy there? So we're gonna go look at the propeller box. Now this is, you can see, this really is the back of the boat, although we're not at the bottom. We're not where the bilge level is. Okay, here we go. There's probably gonna be people in there. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna try and, no, I can't. Yeah, that is a massive propeller right there, and I wish that I could lighten this up for you. But once again, I have no idea how to use this camera. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm trying to... Well, it's very dark in here, but that's the most light I'm going to get. So that's the propeller. You can see we're sort of on the outside. We're on the outside of the boat, actually. And that's it. That's really cool if you could actually see that. Oh, maybe this is, oh, here we go. This is where all the war room stuff is. I think this is, there's like a big Winston Churchill exhibit here. Lots of World War II stuff. You get a feel for what the boat looked like when it was outfitted for the war, because originally it was a passenger ship, and then it was brought into service for World War II. And then after World War II, it was reassembled as a passenger ship. And then jet air travel took over, and people stopped crossing the Atlantic, because crossing the Atlantic takes, I don't know what all this is. This is just different rooms. These are bunks, I guess, this is what, when they had 16,000 people on this ship, kind of what it looked like. And there's a pretty cool war room back here. This is such a cool tour. I'm really impressed with this. This is Churchill's room or something. What is this? The bedroom. Oh, someone's calling from World War II. This is a war room of some kind where they would sit around and talk about their strategies. There's a big giant map of the world. Here's the telephone operators. I guess, what, they're on board here or something? There's more kind of map rooms out here. You can see it's just some telephones and stuff. It's all stuff that would have been here. And we hear Morse code going and typewriters. And that's kind of it. I mean, there's a lot here. I'm probably going to have to come back here and actually spend some time reading. There's a big giant gun. And I'm going to have to read all this stuff. They have movies and things that are playing.
This is a disaster, and it falls on Churchill to articulate.
They have, you know, little movie exhibits all over the place. So that's the back of the boat. That's the engine room and the war room, and it's pretty cool. There's a theater here, but I don't know what it's just more history theater stuff. And let's see, we get this. These are other boats. I don't know what boat this one is. Tons of these model boats. I've been up to my eyeball. That's the Queen Elizabeth, that boat. This boat here is Queen Elizabeth. This one is Queen Mary. So that's the boat we're on right now, right there. That's Queen Mary. And that's the wife of King George VI. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a giant mural of the Queen Mary and all the different compartments, kind of like that cross section we saw on that model, but it's kind of illustrating what everything is. You can kind of look at it up close and look at all the different sections. And there's Queen Mary. Queen Mary does not look too happy. I don't know why. She has a boat named after her. Where is she? There she is. Right there. We'll get a closer shot of her. She looks kind of upset. They said they just couldn't get like a good picture of her off this video thing, but that she wasn't as grumpy as she looks in that picture. So, all right, I'm leaving the back of the boat. Now I'm going to go back to the midships. I'm going to try and see if I can show you that dining room, that really cool dining room. I won't be able to get into it. Got the sun on my face. Oh, I know. Okay, I got to turn there we go. All right, I had the light all the way up because the exposure all the way up because I was in that dark propeller room. And so I'm going to go back to midships. I'm probably going to stop this video now till I get there, and I'll pick it up once I'm inside. Okay, this is where the dining room is. We might be able to, oh, that looks like there's people in there. It might be a tour. You know what, I'm gonna sneak around and see if I can get in there. This is a big Lego ship of the Queen Mary here, giant. That's where a lot of the tours start here. It's just a big Lego version of the boat. But since there are people in the dining room, why don't we see if we can get in there? Okay. Again, all the decor is incredible here. Trying to sneak by. Okay, let's see if we can get in there. Let's see if the door's open. We can peek in. So there's little displays here of, I guess, the room looks like. Oh, no, that's a wedding thing. The Queen's Salon. No, oh, it's a tour. Okay, so we're not going to get in there. I'll go around and see if we can peek inside again. I'm on the promenade deck at the moment. And I was right, that was a tour. So I'm going to see if this camera with its wide angle lens will let me, whoa, sorry, will let me peek inside. It may or may not. But it's a spectacular room, and I'm sure there are plenty of pictures of it on the interwebs that you can go check out. I might be able to do this. Let's see. Oh, let me take the wide angle lens off and see if, no. Yeah, we're not going to really be able to see that, are we? No. All the Art Deco window etchings are going to prevent us from, here's a wider spot. Let's see if I can, well, I guess we're just not going to see the Queen's Salon. Is that back on there? There we go. So that's pretty much it. I think that's kind of the end of the tour that I'm going to do. I'm going to go sit down somewhere, and the sun should be setting probably in the next hour or so. And I'll hang out here for maybe another, maybe hour and a half. Here's the Queen's Salon again. Let's see if we can peek in here. It'd be so cool if they accidentally left the door open. They didn't, they kept it locked. So we're not going to get in the Queen's Salon. But I'll probably hang out here for another hour, hour and a half, something like that, and then head home. I do not feel as if I'm done yet with the Queen Mary. I feel like there's still a lot to learn and a lot to see. And even experience. They have different events here. Summer's right around the corner. Oh, here, this is interesting. So this is a restaurant that is closed right now, but this is going to be open. They're restoring this restaurant. It's like Winston's or something. Oh no, Sir Winston. Maybe this isn't Winston's. I don't know. I can't tell with this boat. But yeah, I feel like I'm not quite done yet with this place. There's a party boat. That's Long Beach in the background. Yeah, you can see we still have like a good hour, hour and a half of sunlight. That sounds really super loud and like I wouldn't be able to hear myself think. So that's it. That's kind of the Queen Mary. Again, this is where lifeboats would be hanging if they had all of those restored. You would see these all filled with lifeboats. Although, of course, they're not needed because this boat's it's not going anywhere. One place I didn't take you to that I may still try to take you to, I'm going to go back down to the promenade deck, is the front of the boat. Let's try and show you the front of the boat, and then we'll call it a day. So here are these big giant cross sections of the boats that we looked at. And then up ahead is the front of the boat. And I'm going to get down to that level. You can't go all the way to the front of the boat because then everybody would take photographs of themselves like the Titanic, King of the World. But we can get pretty close. So that's the crow's nest right there. That's that mast I was talking about. And so I will go as forward as I can. Now this boat was outfitted during the war with guns. They only have one of them on the deck here, which I'll show you in a second. Oh, you know what? We can look at the submarine as well. Okay, so this is as far as we can go. You can see employee only beyond this point. And Jack and Rose, that's it. And the party boat. So I'm going to try and get a little closer to the submarine so you can kind of see what a disaster that thing is. Now, this is hard to see because I've got this railing in front of me, so I'm going to extend this and I'm going to, there we go. There's the submarine from up above, and you can see that it's just a big rusting mess at this point, unfortunately. So that is not going to be able to be fixed. They're going to have to probably disassemble it and get rid of it at some point, but I'm sure that's going to cost millions and millions of dollars to do. Here are the anti-aircraft guns that they have on display here. I don't know if this was the only anti-aircraft gun or if there were many of them here, but yeah, twin 40 millimeter anti-aircraft heavy machine gun, which currently is pointing towards the sun. But that's what that looked like. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's where I'm going to leave you here on the Queen Mary in Long Beach. This is definitely a tour worth considering going to several times, as I have. I've had an extraordinary time every single time I've come to this place, and it's 4 weekends in a row. Again, I'm not sure that I feel like I'm done with this. I also probably want to read a book or two about this ship, just so I really get all of the facts down on it, really understand what's going on here. But there's the observation. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's the observation bars, that kind of that lower tier. That's where that Art Deco observation deck restaurant is. And then of course at the top is I think that's the wheelhouse. Yep, at the top there is the wheelhouse. So I may be back here. I probably will be. This is still a rabbit hole I seem to be going down. And I'm going to want to learn as much as I can. I got interested in the Queen Mary because I've been doing a lot of sailing lately, and we come down here a lot and sail next to the Queen Mary. And we've done that for the last couple of years, and I kept meaning to come on board just to I have been here in years, just to see what was here, and I just have been blown away. I don't know if I cared 10 or 15 years ago when I came here. I thought it was cool. I love big ships like this. I love boats. But I just didn't think, it's all, I don't know what it is. It's the architecture, it's the history, it's all the Art Deco stuff. If you come here, you're going to see that there's so many details in that Art Deco style that you just don't see anywhere. Even just the banisters, just the feel of the banisters as you're going down the stairs is you just don't. Where do you see something like that? You just don't. You can't. But you can here, and it's pretty incredible. So that's it. Thanks for watching this. If you did watch it, if you didn't watch it, you're not hearing me. Thank you. But once again, I have nothing to do with Queen Mary. They're collecting all my money every time I come here, and I'm happy to give it to them. They're using all of that to restore this place. You can see there's still a lot of stuff that needs to get taken care of, that needs attention. But at the end of the day, this is spectacular. And I hope you come and check it out if you're down in Long Beach or in the Southern California area. It's a great time. Even, my plan is I want to stay overnight here. They have these big giant staterooms that Churchill was in, and you can rent all of those. Some of them have multiple rooms in them, just big staterooms. I kind of want to see if I can get in one of those and stay on board. Why not? I think that it would be pretty cool just to sort of have that experience and see what that's like to stay on one of these ships that is a lot like the Titanic. This one, again, is somewhere between 1.5 and 3 times the size of Titanic. So it's an even bigger boat, but the styling is the same company, White Star and Cunard. And there's just nothing like this. So if you get a chance to check it out, I can guarantee you're going to love every minute of it. Thanks for listening to this video that I put together. This is Scott Benton. It is June 2nd, 2024, and I am in Long Beach, California. It's Sunday night. Take care now.